I'm serious. Like,
No,
I think
they could scale the wall.
They could start climbing.
Oh my gosh.
You know, you could start climbing. I mean, this is a good idea. I'm Jason,
I'm Brianna. We are real estate agents in Southern California.
and together we are experts at helping our sellers get top dollar for the sale of their house.
There's this great home. I'm super excited to show it to you. It's 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, but it's a little stuck in the 70s. It needs our help.
Stuck in the 70s. I can't even see the home from the street. All
I
the
know.
landscaping.
It's a little overgrown. That's why I said it really needs our help.
It does, yeah. I feel if we get rid of some of this landscaping and really just make the curb appeal come to life, we can give it a little bit of love and make the price go up for our seller.
Exactly, freshen it up. Yes.
But the most exciting thing for me is you found a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-story home in Laverne, which has great school districts. And I feel like if we do the right upgrades, I feel like we're just going to get top dollar for our seller.
This home has loads of potential, but there's just too much stuff everywhere. There's too many plants, trees, bushes. It's just too cluttered. We just need to clear it out, make the space open for any new buyers coming in.
The root system of this tree looks like you said is damaging the walkway, possibly going into maybe some sewer lines. At least that's what a buyer is going to think, right? And so if we can eliminate that before the buyer shows up to look at the house and verify that it's not ruining the sewer lines and fix this crack here that maybe a buyer is going to think is going to cost $20,000, right?
Yeah, so
When
they
really,
might think you have to rip up the whole thing, but I'm sure we could just fix this small part of it.
you got some deterioration like from termites that I think a lot of buyers might think are, again, $15,000 of work, right? Part of this is, kind of make a list of what it is that you think that we should do, and then obviously get some costs associated with that, and then run it by the seller and see if they're on board. It looks like the owners have preserved it pretty good, but I haven't really changed much over the years.
It has great potential. It has the tall ceilings, pretty open layout. You could kind of see from all.
But look, from right here, you can see there's like 5 different floors going on. You got carpet here, the pink Pepto-Bismol, it makes my stomach hurt. You got tile. Then you got another type of tile. You got
like a
laminate, and then you got a carpet, and then you got another tile in the kitchen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different floors just makes the rooms feel so small.
When you have many different floorings throughout the house, it feels choppy, it feels small. When you have the same flooring throughout, it feels open, big, and spacious for new buyers coming through.
What about this thing? Would you keep this?
I think I would take that out. Well, it's dated, plus it kind of would give more of an open feel right when you walk in the front door.
But
I don't think it's
you could always
necessary.
like Dukes of Hazzard, like just like, now I'm in the living room.
Yeah.
So the wallpaper comes down. See, the thing too with buyers is they think that it costs $25,000 to remove the texture from a ceiling,
Yes.
when really it's only a couple $1,000s. And so what they do, they come in, right, and they
Overestimate.
and then they take it off the offer price. So the seller ends up getting less because they're taking 20 grand off to scrape the ceilings.
Our goal is to get our sellers the absolute highest price. We don't want buyers coming into a home and overestimating fix-up costs, taking the price off their offers.
And what would you do with the fireplace? That's your specialty too. Like, I don't
I
understand.
retile it, maybe lift it a little higher, have an electrician put a plug so it's all ready to go for someone's TV.
And maybe a bigger mantle.
Mantle, yes. Something with a reclaimed wood, more of a farmhouse look.
And you could even paint like the screen, you know?
Oh yeah.
I think if somebody bought this though and they had a kid that was like a rock climber, no, I'm serious. Like,
No,
I think
they could scale the wall.
They could start climbing.
Oh my gosh.
You know, you could start climbing, right? I mean, this is a good idea for like a rock climber.
Yeah.
No?
No.
All right. Look at these mirrors.
Yeah, it definitely needs to go.
This is the wall you're talking about taking out?
Yeah, I feel like just that small wall would make a huge impact.
Because you got the main hallway and you're walking right into this wall.
Yeah, you look right at the wall. This is another great room, tall ceilings, kind of what everyone is looking for right now. Makes the space feel bigger than it is. The sad part is the kitchen ceiling is not tall. So we need to raise that. It's a smaller kitchen, so to make that kitchen feel bigger, we need to raise the ceilings. Definitely demo it. The counter's out too
Yeah,
far.
it feels like you can squeeze the counter more this way,
Yes,
right?
and definitely, and then we don't need this huge overhang. So the walkway, you get a whole nother, almost foot back.
That's
It
true.
feels a lot bigger.
See, this is cool because you got the family room in the kitchen. That's what all the buyers want right now. But like you
Definitely.
said, it feels very tight.
Feels
and
tight.
a lot of it is probably because it is. So you're saying actually cut this
To match the family
and go
room.
straight up, match the family room. The different floors make it feel
Different
so small.
floors,
You are
yeah.
now in the family room. Can I get something to eat? You have to come into the kitchen. Okay.
The carpet
You know what I mean?
is
It's
very
like,
close to the kitchen.
it should all flow, right?
Right.
So this primary bedroom is actually quite simple.
But it looks overwhelming. It has wallpaper everywhere that needs to come down. It has the popcorn acoustic ceiling, old light fixture. Definitely the carpet is bright burgundy maroon.
So when we're talking floors, we'd probably carry the same
Oh
floors.
yeah, we'll carry the same floors throughout.
And the doors too, if you,
Oh, yes.
the molded doors, you know, that would be pretty nice instead of
Yes.
that. And they're not very expensive either. I mean, a couple $100 for a molded door installed.
This needs to be changed out when they change the windows and let more light come in here, let someone look out. When the backyard's landscaped, it'll be gorgeous.
So would you keep it as a slider or would you change it into a French door?
For cost purposes, I would definitely keep it a slider.
I agree.
I think a French door would be beautiful, but I think to keep costs down, getting the same effect, a slider will be great, and it'll let in a lot of light. I'm thinking, who wants a single sink in a primary bathroom? So I feel like we need to flip the sink to the other side so we can get a double vanity going on.
So you got the 2 closets here. You're saying just get rid of this closet?
Yes. We'll
And
have
put
to get
2
rid of
sinks?
closets. We'll have to put 2 sinks. We should take this wall out. The shower is itty bitty. Bring the shower out,
That's a good idea.
open this up. It'll feel bigger. Even though I like a private
Toilet area?
toilet area, shower area, someone could get ready, but in this instance, I think
feels
taking the
very
wall
small.
out, yeah.
We have some work to do, as you can see, and budgeting the project out, you start adding up, you know, floors about $4 or $5 a square foot. You got 2,000 square feet, so there's $10,000. You have painting on the inside, painting on the outside. There's another, you know, $5 for the inside, $5,000 for the outside. You're at another $3,000 for scraping the ceilings. We need electrical, we need some plumbing. We want to redo the showers. And so as we budget this out, we're roughly right around $100,000. With that said though, we really don't know what we don't know. And as this project progresses, sometimes you end up going over budget a little bit. So it is good to have a little contingency there as well for that. In its current condition, the property will probably sell between $800,000 and $850,000, which is not a bad sale price. If we sold it, let's say conservatively at $850,000, we put $100,000 into it, it's $950,000, and we sell it for $1.2, the seller's gonna unravel $250,000. And to us, that is really why we do what we do. We're serving the seller, helping them capture that money that's kind of hidden in the walls right now that nobody could see. You've been doing a lot of planning and stuff's coming together.
Yeah, it's coming together, except for the fireplace here is still a big question mark. We're not quite sure. We have an electrical outlet ready for a TV.
So there was tile on there and we had asked our contractor to get out the tile and we kind of left for that part of the day. And we came back and it looked like this.
Yeah, so the brick is
So the brick is
kind of
gone.
ruined. Yeah,
So we really can't do what we maybe thought we were gonna do, which is whitewash the brick.
yes.
Because we weren't as careful as we should have been watching the contractor take off the tile.
So now it needs to be covered.
Luckily, that's her decision, so I don't have to worry about that. I was pretty upset though when she took away my rock wall. I still can't believe that there was a wall here. Brianna, one of her first ideas was to open up the space more. So we verified that this wasn't a structural wall and that we were able to take it down. And by taking it down, boom! It just opened up the space amazingly. And so now you don't have to walk up the step and go into your living room. You're able to walk straight through into your living room and dining room and it just feels amazingly open. I love it. When renovating your home, look and see what walls you need. If you don't need the wall, take it out, open up the space.
A key piece of this kitchen was raising the ceiling. It's still a small kitchen. It's still gonna be basically almost the same layout, but lifting the ceiling created a lot more space.
I remember right when we came in, that was one of the first things you said, like it kind of felt claustrophobic, you
Yes.
know? And the home being built in 75 is different than a home being built in 2022. And I'm not saying we're building a home, but just being able to maximize the space better over the course of 46 years, I think, than what they were doing back then. Our kitchen contractors are here today installing the
cabinets, and they came into like a little hiccup. The gas line pipe is sticking out right where the cabinet is to be put in. So we have to get the plumber out here now and have him move the gas line a couple inches over. It's gonna eventually cost more money, but it'll be worth it. The easy thing to do would be to cut the cabinet and just push the stove in. But the right thing to do was to have the plumber come out, move the pipe so the stove fit in correctly, leaving the cabinet undamaged.
So you guys saw this space before. It was ready for a Brady Bunch episode, 1970s. Nothing's been touched since 75. Original owners.
What we did here was take an unusual bathroom and turn it into two spaces, a walk-in closet and luxurious primary bathroom. Putting a wall right down the middle and putting the vanity against it was key. It created the bathroom space and then it created the back of the closet.
So what really helped me was when you took the piece of paper, we got a tape measure and we measured the width and the depth. We laid it all out there and you showed me where that wall was gonna be, how big the closet was gonna be. That was brilliant. The day has finally arrived to reveal to you what we've been working on for the past few weeks with this home.
Are you ready to see it?
The whole idea, right, is to maximize value for our seller, and I feel like we've done that. Just by standing here looking around, we had 6 different floors.
And now it's one cohesive floor that flows from one room to the next. It looks beautiful.
Remember the Dukes of Hazzard rail we had
Yes,
here?
we
Now it's
just moved
gone.
a small rail, made a huge impact.
So I feel like that just opened up the space too a
Exactly.
little bit. The fireplace, I remember we weren't watching our contractors too good,
Yes.
and damaged the brick that you wanted to
We were
whitewash.
trying to save it to keep costs down, but I think it was meant to be that they damaged the brick because we got this beautiful tile surround instead. We kept the same fireplace screen, just painted it black, went with all the black accents we have going on, and put this beautiful custom mantle on top. Same with the dining room here. Now it's light and bright in here. Family's gonna have their dinner, it's close to the kitchen, but then you're open to the living room. This is also a great space.
Getting rid of that Dukes of Hazzard rail here, opening up the wall here, allowed us to kind of keep the step here.
Exactly.
Spent the money where we needed to and made it feel a lot bigger. I mean, we could have got rid of the step, but the seller's not going to get back their money, so we decided to keep it.
So to get to the kitchen, you gotta come through the family room, which is another tall ceiling, light, bright space. We added recessed lights in here. This
I remember
room,
it was dark. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but remember how it was dark before?
it was very dark. There was mirrors all over the walls.
I remember that.
So
Sure.
actually this room flows even better raising that ceiling. Kind of feels like one large kitchen space.
Well, and the footprint of the kitchen pretty much stayed the same.
A little tweaking, we shortened the counter.
Yeah, because it stuck out a little bit.
Stuck out way too far. There was no purpose to that. So it opened up the walkway as you come in. We also relocated the pantry. So now when someone's cooking, they have much more counter space, and the pantry is now next to the fridge. So this helped the flow of the kitchen.
Right. And the backsplash obviously is important, you know, going all the way up rather than saving, you know, $3.50
Right.
or whatever. You're going to save $50 for not going all the way up. It just finishes the look. For a couple of dollars invested in new windows, obviously 1, it helps with sound, 2, it helps with energy insulation wise for heat and cold,
Exactly.
and 3, aesthetically it just looks a lot better. But
lot
this
better.
this view is like amazing, and so
Yeah, someone could be here working, prepping, cooking, and they have
I want to wash dishes.
I do too.
You know what I mean? Like I
Yes.
want to stand here and wash dishes to look out at this view.
A small space with a big impact was this hallway. It was covered in wood paneling.
I remember that.
Had maybe one light, and now we took off the wood paneling, lightened up the paint. We actually found wallpaper underneath.
That was weird too.
That was very weird.
Yeah.
So it was, a little surprise, little.
It was like a treasure chest,
it
you know, for
was.
45 years, opening up the wood paneling, there's wallpaper.
I think there's tile on top of tile. So we saw the original tile with maybe 1985 tile on top.
And some people
So-
do that, going back to that on the floors, is that some people actually will put floors over floors. And obviously to save money, they don't demo the floor underneath. Well, that's when you get into having transition pieces and everything doesn't flow correctly.
Exactly.
And so again, doing the right thing, doing what buyers want will get you more money as a seller. And so getting rid of demoing all the floors so it's all the same level. And then obviously 45 years ago, they poured concrete. So maybe there's a couple spots that you gotta level out the concrete. I mean, it's a $5 bag of self-level or concrete. It just really just makes everything flow and feel the way it should. One of the biggest things I remember in this room obviously had the carpet.
Red magenta carpet.
Getting rid of the old carpet, getting rid of the pad, and actually putting down a floor that's not going to hold odor
Exactly.
is huge. One thing that we had to do though is replace this slider because we did the rest of the windows, and we could have done a French door, and I know we talked about it, we ran the numbers on it.
Right.
It's not going to have as much of an impact for the seller as it would for the buyer, so we said no, let's just keep it a slider and keep the price down.
This was probably the biggest transformation of the whole home, was splitting up the bathroom and the closet
Right.
into 2 different spaces. We
And
were
then-
able to fit in a large, spacious, walk-in custom shower with a glass surround.
See, before you were in here doing
It
a
was
shower
probably half this size.
like this. Now I could like hang out. I could,
You could
you know,
take a
I
nice
feel,
shower.
I feel like clean. I didn't think we could put 2 sinks, a lot bigger shower, and also a toilet
I did not think so.
in 2/3 of what we had before. So you come in here, this, I mean, obviously feels very, very large with the tall ceilings, and you could do a custom organization, like you said, all the way
Wrap
around.
You can put a mirror on this back wall. You can get ready. You can check yourself out. There's lots of room.
So out here, we really put our heads together. We wanted to make it an open, blank canvas for the buyer and allow them to do whatever it is that they wanted to do. But we got rid of the trees that were overgrown. We got rid of the sheds that were here. We got rid of concrete and a basketball hoop, and we just really made it wow.
Tons of space for family, friend gatherings, exactly what people are looking for. Very California lifestyle, indoor, outdoor, tons of space for families to use. So just as big as impact as the inside of the house, this curb appeal of the front of the house is probably my favorite spot.
Well, you couldn't even see the house before with all the trees, and it felt more like a dungeon. It was very dark.
Yes.
And I feel like, we just opened it up and made it more airy, like we always say, right? And so people love grass. That olive tree is beautiful. The roots that we had, all throughout here, remember all the different trees?
Yes. Tons of roots. It was a huge problem. Probably took 10 times longer to resolve the problem than we thought. But once it was done, we were able to plant the grass. We were able to plant new bushes and our new trees and start from scratch all over again.
We were trying to save the original pathway,
We were.
but the roots had done so much damage over the past 45 years. It was cheaper for us to demo that pathway and pour a new one than it would be to try and save it. We didn't have to pay for new garage doors. We just painted the old one, so that was a money saver as well.
It was huge. Yes.
And,
the garage doors were perfectly fine, no reason to replace those. Same as the front door. The front door is the original front door. All we did was paint it black and added a few decorative plant pots that are black, and it all ties together. Every house is different. Some need a lot of work, some need a little bit of work. This house happened to need a lot of work.
A lot of work.
A lot of work, which is unusual. We don't normally do a house that needs all this work, but this one turned out beautifully. I'm glad we did it.
80% of the homes, I'd say, are very light to medium upgrades, right?
Yes.
Paint, like you said, scrape the ceilings, maybe change the floors, some light landscaping. But this one, we touched all the surfaces,
Yes.
outside, inside, and I think it shows and pays off. You have numbers of how much things are going to cost. There's also a time element involved. You want to make sure that you're budgeting that time as well, and scheduling and making sure what comes first, the floors or the painting. Do we scrape the ceilings first, or do we do the electrical? I mean, there's different components that you have to kind of time. Originally, we had thought it was going to be closer to 3 to 4 weeks to get this all done. Obviously, some of it is the delays in the lead time of the products. Some of it is contractors not being available when we thought they were. And so communication goes a long way to solve that, but it ended up being closer to 7 to 8 weeks. We budgeted about roughly $100,000. Once you get into it, it's kind of a rabbit hole and doing the right thing. We find things that we didn't know about because we didn't know there was wallpaper behind the wood paneling, for example. We didn't know the entire roof needed to be replaced. And so you get into this a little deeper, and because you're doing the right thing, our budget went up to $150,000, but resale value on this is going to be 1.3. The seller would have left $300,000 on the table if we didn't go through this process, and that's their money. That's not the buyer's money. And so the key is that we help maximize value for our sellers, because a lot of times sellers don't know how to do it, or who to do it, or what process comes first. We help them through that, and we help them, in this case, put $300,000 in their pocket.